So we'll go one at a time. Let's do PayPal first.
Thank you.
As you can see, we brought a pretty big contingent this year. Very excited about that. I know you've also heard a lot from PayPal already today as well. So I wanted to take this opportunity to recognize each of the folks who are up on the stage with us here, including Salesforce, because Salesforce is one of the companies who really advised us when we were getting started just a few years ago. So thank you for that. Religious Freedom and Business Foundation as well have just been such great advisors to us. And the fact that they create this forum every year and have the REDI Index Awards and the new ERG recognition that's coming tomorrow really validates the work that we're doing. So thank you, Brian, for always being there for us. Now each of the folks from PayPal up on the stage here has their own unique reason as to why it was important for them to be a leader in our interfaith ERG. For me personally, that reason goes beyond just bringing your whole self to work, and that I believe that there's intrinsic value to our companies and people of faith or not of faith, being able to bring their faith into the workplace. I had a near-death experience, and I'm only here today because of the gift of a heart donor about 9 years ago, so I did a heart transplant. And through that experience, which was very emergent, it wasn't a gradual decline, it was a one day I was skiing and everything was great, and the next day I was in the hospital in a drug-induced coma, waking up a few days later learning I needed a heart transplant. And so through that whole experience, my faith was my source of hope and resilience through all of that, as well as getting to where I am today 9 years later and thriving. And so I wanted to enable people to be able to bring their source of hope and resilience into the workplace as well, and that there truly is intrinsic value in that, and it does build a more resilient workforce and being able to do that. So that's my personal reason. But again, I wanted to take a moment to recognize each of the folks up here on the stage with me. It's going to go around. John Vu, you've heard from him a couple of times today. We'll put another plug in for tomorrow morning and the morning after that, the Interfaith Prayer Services at 8 a.m. But John always just recognizes what needs to be done, and he takes the initiative, more initiative than anyone I think I've ever seen. He just sees what needs to be done, and he steps in and he does that. So really appreciate that, John. We've also got Nitu, my global co-lead here, and if you would have told me 5 years ago that I would have a sisterhood with a sick woman, I would have said, what's a sick? So really, really appreciate you, Nitu. We have Rosanna Gadez here, who serves as our Global Community Outreach Co-Chair, and she is always bringing such wonderful ideas to the table of things that we can do, whether it's in the community outreach space or just as an ERG in general, just a wealth of fresh ideas. So thank you, Rosanna. And we have Padma here. We can actually trace the beginning of our ERG back to Padma. She was leading a Christian fellowship for years at PayPal, and I didn't even know it existed, and there were weeks when she would be the only one who showed up, but she persisted and she stuck with it, and when I learned that this existed, I got connected with her, and then we just started inviting and bringing more people, and this is part of what provided the justification to our human resources group, that there are people interested in this faith and work thing. So thank you, Padma, for sticking with it. And Claudia, who's joining us from across the pond in Ireland, and she was one of our founding members as well of the Interfaith ERG, and has really brought her unique perspective of in a country like Ireland, where there has been a lot of religious war. What can faith at work look like in that context as well? And so really value all of her insights. Suzanne leads our Omaha chapter, and she also has a real heart for ensuring that we are including people, or that people not of kind of those 5 major world religions feel included, and ensures that as we host our faith education series, that we are including other faiths or atheists as well. So thank you for your heart for inclusion, which is a core value of PayPal. We have Molly, who just recently joined us as our events chair and has just brought some amazing energy and structure to all of our events, and we're really looking forward to seeing her continue to thrive. And then we have Kim, who also serves in a community outreach role, and as you heard in the panel session this morning, really brings some great wisdom and life experiences to the table and has a marketing background, which is great for us. And finally, Ron Gaspard. You may have heard him mention earlier on our breakout session that he is a trained pastor, but he also serves in our customer service org. And I would love for folks to get a chance to hear some of his stories about how he has ministered to some of his employees in a chaplaincy-like capacity. He once led our Omaha chapter and now co-leads along with Pat our Christian chapter globally. But whether it's ministering to an individual employee who's just having a difficult day, and he's able to turn that day around for the employees, or he's sharing a story with me about how someone has shared that the work that we're doing within our ERG really touched them and has helped them and helps to reinvigorate the work that we're doing. Just so many great stories, and appreciate the service of everyone up here. We would not be up here today without the work of all of these individuals selflessly giving of themselves. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
And just remember, you are loved. Thank you.
So Salesforce's journey around faith inclusion, or belief inclusion, we like to think about it, actually started maybe in an obscure place. It started with me having a coffee with one of our account executives in Auckland in New Zealand. This was an out gay man. He looked at me in the eyes and said, "Michael, it's crazy that I can be out and proud as a gay man at Salesforce, but you feel like you need to hide your faith." And that man was an ally. And so we had a town hall a couple weeks later in Sydney. He put his hand up in the sky, got the microphone, threw the microphone in front of my face, and said and basically I asked our Chief Equality Officer, what did it look like for people of faith to be included in our very strong value of equality at Salesforce? And honestly, he didn't have a very good answer. Back at the time. And so that kind of started our journey. Some of you will know Farah Siddiqui, who's my co-founder for Faithforce. And that kind of, I think one of the great things about doing the REDI Index this year was it was such a great reminder about how far we've come. Some things that I just take for granted, like the fact that we have kosher meals and halal meals at all our events, is something I don't even think about these days because it's something that's a part of what we are as an organisation. So Faithforce, our employee resource group, is actually a community of over 6,000 people with 14 different beliefs across 23 hubs around the world. And really, we actually seek to build deep trust that transcends difference through curious and courageous conversations. And we picked a candle as our logo all those years ago. And light is such an important part of so many of the beliefs that we have in the room today. I'm a Christian, and so we believe Jesus is the light of the world. We think about the menorah and Hanukkah, we think about Diwali. So many different faiths. Light is such an important concept. And we have a slogan at Faithforce where we say, let's light up each other's journeys. And I love that for three reasons. Firstly, it acknowledges that it's dark around us. I think all of us have kind of seen with COVID, the conversations we see on the panels today, we know that our employees are finding life hard, and it's dark and it's difficult to connect. Secondly, it encourages us to lean in and to be an ally for those around us. That's where Faithforce started, with an unlikely place, a gay man. And thirdly, it encourages us to light the way for others to follow. So I feel like it's really fitting for us to be sharing the stage here tonight, that we're able to light up each other's journeys, Becky, and your team. We've been able to steal ideas from you, you've stolen ideas from us. in a good way, truly. It's called collaboration. Maybe stolen is the wrong word, borrowed. But I think one of the greatest things about this week is we have the opportunity to collaborate and to build these amazing faith-inclusive companies together. And I want to thank Brian and the team here have done such a great job of kind of nurturing this community of people over many, many years. And I'm so grateful that I get to be a part of it. So thanks so much for the recognition. I think I'm really excited to see what does this next chapter look like of faith inclusion inside so many organizations. And I'm really excited I get to be a part of that story alongside so many amazing other companies here tonight. So thanks.